What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks back with our daily Tesla and NIO update video, ticker symbol TSLA and ticker symbol NIO, where we take a look at how both of these stocks traded today, key levels of support and resistance that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think Tesla and Nio Stock could do. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Tesla and Nio are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me go ahead and hit record here. Absolutely great day for not only Tesla and Nio, but the overall market as well. S&P 500 hit an all-time high. We talked about some levels of resistance yesterday. Went through 390, 392, 394, made that all-time high in the 395s. Tesla moved up nicely too. Nio was a monster today as well. Stimulus was passed, so hopefully we get that $1,400 check coming out soon too. Maybe we see a little push in the market as people, as I shared yesterday in the article, about $150–160 billion of that is expected to go into stocks. So with that being said, let's get right into the analysis. So as I said, Tesla had itself a great day. We're talking another almost 5%er, up $31.54 on the day, which is about 4.72%, down a little in the after hours, but hey, pretty much flat, not too bad there. So the indexes were up 2.5% for the NASDAQ. The Dow Jones was up 200 points, 0.62%, and the S&P was up about 1%. So compared to that, Tesla was doing super well today. So let's take a look at how it traded. So yesterday when I made the video, right, we closed here in the 660s. And I said, hey, we need to kind of get back up to above the 700s like we were at the beginning of the day. That was kind of the goal we were going for, right? And it got that a little bit in the pre-market again. But right out of the gate, right, it took a little break, came up, but got rejected at the 698. And then we went down and found support at 678. And then we were getting rejected here, support at VWAP, rejection at the 698, bounce in between, finally pushed up to break 700s, but did not last, closed right below 700. So it looks like we're struggling a little bit at the 700 mark. That's an interesting, kind of thing I've seen over the past 2 days. Whenever we're above 700, we come right below it. That being said, right, if you take a look at the way it's gone, I mean, we're talking a rebound from the 560s to the 699, pretty much $140 or $140 swing. Yeah, $140 swing in a matter of a couple days. So not too bad there at all. Another thing I want to point out is we're now nicely above this 8 EMA, this blue line going across. We're nicely above that, but we are getting rejected at the 21 EMA. So we'll take a look at that in just a second. But let's talk about future levels of support, future levels of resistance. If we start to push down tomorrow, being that it is a Friday, the end of a week where we have where we've had a monster run, 694 is kind of that first level of support that we have. After 694, we've got 678 coming a little bit below that. So that's what I'm looking at for my levels of support. I'm hoping that, 678, if we do see a little bit of a pullback, holds just like it held today. But if not, we've got the 8 EMA right behind it at 663. Moving to the upside, the key now becomes overcoming the 700 point. Once we can do that, and again, the $703 mark, which is the 21 EMA, $703.04, the next mark becomes the 718 level, and then 732, right? So again, if we break 700s, I'm looking at 702 or 703, excuse me, then I'm looking at 717, then I'm looking at 732. So those are the levels that I'm looking at on the upside. What I would want to see from Tesla tomorrow is a break of 700, stay above 700, and a push towards the 717. I think if we break 700s, we could see it in the 720s. Maybe tomorrow, but at the same time, if we start to fade tomorrow, being that tomorrow is a Friday and that leads to a Friday fade, if we see a little bit of a sell-off, then I wouldn't be surprised if we see a revisit to kind of the lows of today in the 670s. So that's what I'm looking at, you guys. Again, let me get rid of the drawings here for just a second, and we'll see that, we're nicely above the 8 EMA. We've been above the 8, or we are also above the 89 EMA and getting rejected by the 21. So that's kind of the next couple things is taking over that 21 exponential moving average. Nio, on the other hand, again, absolute monster. Not on the other hand, they both did really well, but Nio also did really, really well. We're talking an 11.5% day. And the story for Nio was pretty similar, except it pushed up and did not look back. So yesterday we ended in the low 40s, pushed up to kind of the 43 level. Right out of the gate, what we saw was a push up towards this 44.58 level. Got rejected, so couldn't quite make it at the beginning of the day. Took a little bit of a breather, tried to push up, came back down, pushed up, couldn't quite make it here. Took a little breather, pushed up, again, low rejection there. And then we finally made it through. So the fourth time really we hit it, we made it through. Then we hung out here for a little bit and then we made a push towards the next level, 46.23. Couldn't quite break it until after hours, and then we took a breather and now we're right above that level again. So what do we have coming up from levels of support, levels of resistance, you guys? Well, first things first, let's cover the downside, right? Let's get the bad stuff out of the way and then we'll go to the more exciting stuff. So first things first, this 44.58 level that we saw hold up as a little bit of resistance, right? We were hitting up against it, should now act as a decent level of support in my opinion. So if we go down, 44.59 is the first level that I'm watching, gives us a little bit of a downside there. And then if that keeps going, we've got the 42.30s level 2 and the AEMA, which is at 42.66. So really what I'm hoping for is a bounce at 44.58 if we see, again, a Friday fade. If not, we could go down to the AEMA at 42.66. On the upside, pretty similar story. We're getting rejected here at the 46.37s level with the 89 EMA, which we are super close to tomorrow. So I'm hoping that, you know, if we do see a little bit of a green day tomorrow, that's kind of my first priority, is overtaking that 89 EMA. That's kind of the last level of support that I look at. And then establishing that as a good base and then pushing up from there. And if we start to push up, we've got 3 levels that are super close to each other. And those come in right, let me get rid of the indicators for just a sec. We've got the 47.34, 48.09, and 49.05, right? So those are the 3 levels that I'm looking at. On the upside, if we start to push up, 47.34, 48.09, and 49.05. Those are 3 levels that I think we could find a little bit of resistance at if we push up. But the key here for Nio tomorrow or early next week is to overtake this 89 EMA in the mid 46s, establish that as a good level of support, and push up. The other thing I want to remind you guys is we are up over 30. If you bought at the lows on Nio, you're up like 30 something %. So if we see some profit taking tomorrow, remember, again, it's the end of the week, totally normal, nothing to be worried about. Taking a look at the S&P 500 and the market, as we like to do to end the video. Remember yesterday I talked about a couple things related to, hey, you know, we were below the 390 level. So we said, hey, 390 is going to be resistance. 392 is going to be a pretty tough resistance. And then we got 394. We busted through all 3 of those. We made an all-time high, right? Previous all-time high was back here. New all-time high of 395.65. And then we pulled back. So we still closed in below the 394 level. But that's what I'm looking at right now, you guys, is do we bust through 394 again and push at the all-time high in 395.65? Or do we see a little bit of a pullback Friday fade to end the week in the 392s, or maybe even like 391, 390 level, right? Would not be surprised if we see a Friday fade. Again, hoping for a bullish end to the week. We've done absolutely phenomenal this week. But at the same time, because we've done so well, it would not surprise me if we saw some profit taking to end the week. So that's all I had for you guys today. Remember to keep an eye out on the S&P 500. Both Tesla and Nio have started to do really well, as well as some other stocks that I cover. So it's been super exciting to get to cover it again. And I will keep you guys posted as always. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day. And until next time.